TV welcomes you to Yorkville's Campbell Stadium, where tonight the Yorkville Foxes go head-to-head with the Sycamore Spartans in an exciting homecoming game, and it is also a conference game here tonight too. Alongside me tonight, Tom Molding, we have Evan Wiseman. Evan, how are you doing tonight?
Doing fantastic. I'm looking forward to a great game between two fantastic programs who are set to kind of push themselves into the possible playoff runs with this conference victory. Depending on which way the game goes, of course, there's going to be a big winner regardless of who it is.
Absolutely. Tonight you can absolutely expect Yorkville to push their hardest. No high school wants to lose their homecoming game, but the Sycamore Spartans, they're a good team, man. Here we see the Spartans taking the field. The Foxes.
This program here, a distinguished one. A whole lot has been done this year to better themselves, especially by, they definitely are in mid-season form. You can see it. And they're ready to play. They're ready to definitely take this one home. And it's homecoming. You can't lose homecoming.
You can't lose homecoming. Yeah, Yorkville's had a harsh season. They've gone 1-5, but in the majority of their games, the only exception being last week where they were blown out 41-0 over Sterling, they've lost by a very slim margin. So they have a good chance tonight to go up here against the Spartans. Spartans going 3-3 overall, and they have also had close games throughout their entire season. One of the only games where they trounced the school was a home win in week 3, 63-6 against Gary Roosevelt High School. So both these schools are great gladiators in the sport of football, so we'll see what happens.
It's going to be an exciting one to watch, that's for sure. And this matchup is definitely going to be a fun one. Two teams that, regardless of their season records, are pretty, evenly matched for the most part.
Yep. And we're seeing right now the Yorkville Foxes getting ready to put the ball downfield. We have number 8, Luke Ryan, and number 2, Logan McConkey back deep for the Spartans to receive. So let's see what Yorkville has to dish out. All right, very long kick. Finding his way. In the hands of number 85 there. That's Austin Schroeder.
85, Austin Schroeder, the return man.
It's in my short game. Make sure to keep an eye on Yorkville special teams. Good program. They stick to the fundamentals, that's for sure. Past years we've seen that special teams do some damage against other teams who aren't quite expecting it, especially at the high school level.
Absolutely. So we're going to watch as the Spartans go from their own 32-yard line. We've seen great plays from Yorkville defense here as we see number 5. That was Peyton Wingman there on the carry.
One thing that you're going to watch out for is that option, the read man who comes across. You're going to see it in just about every play with a lot of teams at this level in this conference. They love the switch up and quick, hard-hitting football. It can be unpredictable.
We were watching the sophomore game here earlier tonight too, and the sophomore game was just also unpredictable, even for sophomore level.
Almost a comeback by that Yorkville program there. Unfortunately fell short though.
Ball put in play again. This time that was Ty Sullivan, the quarterback, deciding to run it himself right into Yorkville defense.
That was an impressive tackle brought in by 56. That was Lazurk. So Jackson pulling in his first tackle of the night, and it is a sack.
Yes, sir, and 3rd down, 10 to go. The Spartans have not yet found their way off the original line of scrimmage as they still sit on their own 32-yard line. All right, we're going to see Ty Sullivan here. Back in the shotgun, or pistol rather, with a nice long pass, incomplete, looking like it was going to go to Luke Ryan. And that's 4th down for Sycamore here with 10 minutes, 31 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Good job right and early by Yorkville defense.
Some opportunities to try to stay in this very early as force those bad passes out of Sycamore. They don't come to play with that pass offense. You'll be able to get them.
All right, ball goes up for the Spartans.
I think it was tipped.
Yeah. Nobody around to receive that either for the Foxes.
Definitely seems to go a little shorter than what the kick gave it, so credit to Jason Lewan from Yorkville getting in that backfield very quickly. Shows that the Yorkville Foxes here to play defensively, and they've definitely done their studying, obviously looking at the front line of Sycamore.
Yorkville's a very aggressive team, and you can sure bet tonight, homecoming, they're going to be just as aggressive, but they will keep their sportsmanlike conduct. They don't want to get any bad calls on them out of nowhere.
Well, these are two tough teams that don't really take much, don't step back from the fight, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Here we see
31 stays on his feet, and he's still going.
Look at him go.
A lot of space. Austin Avery finally taken down at the 25-yard line.
Nice long run there. That's on the Sycamore 25-yard line. Yorkville Foxes definitely have another first down, and they're definitely showing the Spartans what to do here.
Austin Avery's first big gain, running about 34 yards.
There you do see number 21. Tyler Armindis is the quarterback for Yorkville tonight, coming back from the sidelines, definitely getting his team ready to do. We see him back in the shotgun formation here. Never mind, I look at the halfback still. Austin Avery again on the carry. Getting a gain of a couple yards there, go on.
Second time he's made contact and gained more yards after the contact than he had initially before the contact. Saw that first initial gain from Austin Avery. Got hit about 5 yards from the line of scrimmage and continued on for about 25.
Austin Avery, definitely a massive offensive lineman, not a lineman, but a running back, can pull his weight, get through the toughest of defensive lines, as we see Laramitis hand the ball off again to Avery.
Going to see a lot from 31, the power on the ground, trying to, well, I mean, what has won games for Sycamore is the pass defense, so if you can take it out of the equation, you can find yourself marching down the field like Yorkville finds themselves doing right now.
Absolutely, the 3rd and 1 to go for the Foxes. Early on, clocked past 9 minutes a little bit, 8:50.
Possibly looking for the pass on that left side. And flags on the field. Looks like it might have been a jump
Flag on the play.
on possibly Sycamore.
Start against the Foxes' 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
Nope, they're tagging a offensive lineman for the initial jump.
Well,
So Yorkville falling back 5 yards.
take the wind out of Yorkville's sails a little bit, but only 6 to go to a fresh set of downs. We might expect to see Laramitis here. Been a pretty solid quarterback when it comes to the passing game this year too.
You can put the ball in the air pretty accurately. So it is something that to fall back on, but you got to remember Sycamore's got a great pass defense.
However, we do see Austin Avery back there as a fullback. He might hand it off to Avery. Nice lob over there. However, it looks incomplete.
Pass incomplete.
He's falling backwards by about a foot. Man, when you rush Laramitis, the ball can sometimes come out of his hand a little bit quicker than he intended. It'll fall back. So pass intended for Nico Madano.
Well, looking like Yorkville's going to send out the field goal team. We see Cade Henry, the all-star kicker here for Yorkville.
Don't mean to jinx him, but he is having a pretty good year, especially from these longer distances, knock on wood.
No pressure at all on Cade Henry.
Oh, it's a fake. I guess a bad
Nice fake out, but hey, if it works, let's see what happens here.
And I'm not one to question the coach, but the play call was an interesting one, that's for sure.
Absolutely. I'm not sure if I would have gone for a fake out this early in the game, but you might have caught the Spartans off guard there.
Well, that's one of those plays where if you do end up making it, you're a hero.
Absolutely.
So I see going for it all and keeping them on their toes. You know that the probably won't be seeing a field goal block anytime soon from Sycamore because they'll be second guessing almost every field goal.
Not at all. Absolutely. With that last comment, Sycamore finds themselves on their own on their own 23-yard line.
A big tackle. Didn't even catch the number. That looked like it might have been Justin Williams.
Luke Ryan carrying that there.
Sorry, that was 52, Jake Piasecki, the tackle. That'll be his first tackle of the day. 10-yard carry. So Luke Ryan starting off his running game with 10 positive yards.
And we see Ty Sullivan back in the pistol. Getting ready for a pass. Nice complete pass there. Short pass to Donovan Smith.
And a big hit, but still was not quite able to take him down. So Piasecki will get his second tackle back to back. And it looks like it'll be a first down.
Absolutely, that's what the
spot is good for a Sycamore first down.
Yep, after a little bit of confusion, they're calling it for the first down. Sycamore finds themselves on their own 45-yard line there. 7 minutes on the clock now. Game still tied at 0. So we've seen a nice variety of what Ty Sullivan from Sycamore can do as he hands it off there to Peyton Wint.
And a shovel pass.
Yeah.
And to no avail. Unfortunately, Luke Ryan took the run. Big hit on the quarterback, Ty Sullivan, attempting to kind of make that dish, but was unable to. So he had to pitch, get her on the outside, hopefully gain some yards. But Yorkville on that right side.
Yeah, to no avail there. Looking at a 1st and 19. Not what you want to see here for the Sycamore defense, way back deep. Still, they have a first down. They're on their first down. They have a decent way to go until they get the fresh set of downs, but from back here, what we've seen of the Sycamore offense, they might be able to make it out of here in a timely manner.
Not the best shotgun pass, but ball's out.
Yorkville coming off with the recovery, it looks like.
So that ball to what looks like, I think he was going for, McConkey.
An indication from the official.
But he ended up getting hit almost immediately, so now it's just kind of a judgment call from the officiating staff, who do call it an incomplete pass.
Yeah, Logan McConkey was the intended receiver there, could not come around with it, calling it incomplete pass.
Yorkville has been laying down hits on every receiver as soon as the ball touches their hands. It was only a matter of time before one of those popped out. Unfortunately for Yorkville, popped out a little bit too early to get the turnover. It'll still be 2nd and 19.
Yep, the Spartans do have a distance to go. And the Yorkville defense just reading as the that was number 4 there, Donovan Smith, Peyton Wingman, I should say, there on the carry, just charging right into the heart of the Yorkville defense. Yorkville just read that perfectly.
Great defensive play call on the side of the Foxes. We're able to see the possibility of the run.
3rd and 19.
So 3rd and a whole lot of way to go. 19 yards. Sycamore,
after being in the 19-yard line for the past 2 downs, this is still not the place you want to be. Sullivan's got to find a way out. The way it looks like he's going to pass it to number 15, Jordan Talsden. It was a complete pass, still shy of the original line of scrimmage.
So it looks like once he impacted the ground, the ball did pop out, so it'll stay with Sycamore, but there is a flag. Didn't quite catch what that was, but we're waiting for a call from the officials.
We will learn soon enough.
And they deemed it a fumble.
The ball came loose at the end of the play. It was not a fumble.
So Yorkville had the ball, and there'll be a holding penalty on Sycamore. First and 10, Yorkville penalties declined.
Yeah, the holding penalty was declined there. You can see a bunch of confusion there from the players on Sycamore, not obviously not agreeing with what the refs had to say about there, but
well, we did have, unfortunately, we got a wall of Yorkville players right up against the line right where it happened. They seem to be pretty excited about the
absolutely
ball popping out. So, you know, it's just who says what.
All right, so Larry Midas handing that ball off again. Trying to get a number on who the carrier was there.
Looks like Austin Avery.
Yep. Or Vince Pisano.
23, CJ Bell.
Oh, pardon me. CJ Bell.
A deep depth chart for the Yorkville Foxes. They can make some moves.
Foxes did get a gain of 3 yards there with the help of CJ Bell.
Motion.
All right, it's looking like he hands that ball off to number 84. He's taking the ball running. That you know that's Jason Lewan out there.
84,
He had a little bit of a stumble trying to cut. The grass has been a little bit slick tonight, I guess.
Yep.
Not only the sophomores, but we see Jason Lewan taking a little misstep and falling.
Yeah, viewers definitely can't feel it, but it is a little bit moist out here. When the moisture hits, you can sure know that grass is going to be slippery, and that ground is definitely not soft either.
Yorkville comes out of the huddle with 2 receivers under the gun.
All right, is handing the ball off again. Here we see CJ. That was Austin Avery, not CJ Bell, on the carry. Austin Perry from Sycamore bringing down Avery. There's a flag on the play. Let's wait what the refs have to see.
Looks like it was on Sycamore, possibly for a little bit of face mask.
The indication is a face
Yeah, a bit of
mask.
face mask. That's 15 yards.
Well, that definitely helped Yorkville out there. Fresh batch of downs for the Foxes against all the complaints of Sycamore there.
Once again, the flags fall in Yorkville's favor. They line up under the gun again, and
Early flag.
an early jump
On the flag.
by Yorkville.
Ball start against Yorkville, 5-yard penalty.
Well, going to go back 5 yards now.
Down.
So first and 15. So both teams struggling with the penalties and mistakes, wanting to try to jump the gun and get the upper hand, and just can't seem to do it.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Sometimes you got to be sure you know when the quarterback, Tyler Midas in this case, is going to make that call. You can't be too jumpy. You're going to cost your team 5 yards, like how we saw right there. There, Midas putting the ball in play, handing it off to number 30. That was Brandon Lee on the carry.
Number 30, Brandon Lee on the carry.
There's a gain of a fair 5 yards, I'd say. Second and 8. That was a gain of 7 yards there.
Conkey with his second tackle of the night.
Gain of 7.
3 minutes, 5 seconds on the clock now. Yorkville looking to maybe get a touchdown here in the first quarter, hopefully before the end of it.
We'll try to make that push. Once again, lining up under the gun, going for the run.
Yeah, we see Lee again with the ball. Falling just shy
30, Brandon Lee on the
of
carry.
a fresh set of downs.
Number 25,
Got the job done.
Abraham Wisniewski on the stop.
So they'll find themselves within about 5 yards of the first down.
Third down, 4 to go. Not a lot of pressure, it's only 4 yards.
Gain of 4.
Knocking on wood here for Yorkville. Yorkville fan section definitely edging the team on. Ball handed off to Lee. Lee juking around, being brought down by Sycamore. I do believe that's still shy of that line.
30, Lee on the carry.
By about a yard.
Jacob Siegel on the stop.
Jason, pardon me. That was
It's a gain of 3.
Jacob Siegel there, gain of 3.
And 1 for Yorkville.
4th and 1. Well, I'm pretty confident when I say this. Yorkville might just try to run it across to get that fresh set of downs.
Yep, quarterback steps out. We see Laramitis joining his huddle.
And 1. The offense stays on the field.
Offense is definitely staying on the field. You know they're going to go for it. In a big time like this, we see Lawan, I do believe, out there as a receiver.
I see Avery fall back into that right slot, so... Oh, it will be a fake. What a move by Yorkville.
Very impressive. Austin Avery carrying that.
I didn't want to say it, but Avery lined up, and you saw all eyes were kind of on him on the sidelines. Great play call by the Yorkville staff.
And with that, Yorkville finds themselves on Sycamore's 12-yard line.
Just shows, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, just for first and 10 with 1 minute 15 seconds here remaining.
Coach McGuire once again proving his worth. Great play call.
Nice lob there to Brandon Lee. Brandon Lee fighting on through the Sycamore defense. Can't say who brought him down there finally.
Whole host of white jerseys on that one.
Absolutely. Getting it to the point of no return here for Sycamore unless they pull out all the stops on the defense. 2nd and 2 on the Sycamore Spartans 4-yard line. We see the Foxes pushing for their first touchdown of the night.
This run game with the 2 backs, occasionally 3, has just been unstoppable. They're going to try to go up the middle.
Right into the belly of the beast, but brought down just shy of the end zone.
Still getting about a yard, I believe. Getting them a little closer.
Yeah, we're looking at 3rd and goal. Brandon Lee on the carry. Jacob Siegel on the stop there. 13 seconds remaining here. I do believe the Foxes might let the clock run down. There's still discussion. Yep, let the clock run down here.
And his run is just short of first down yardage. It'll be 3rd and
that's the end of the first quarter. It's 3rd down, first to go when we come back from this commercial break. Keep it here on Fox Valley TV.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Now, come on. Come on. All right, I know, 2 seconds. Hang on, just stand still. Stand still, love. 1 second, I know. Just hang on. Okay, go, go, go. No. Boys, hang on, boys.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Welcome back to Fox Valley TV, and if you're just joining us, you're in for some exciting conference football here between the Yorkville Foxes and the Sycamore Spartans here at Yorkville for their homecoming game.
If you are a Yorkville fan, you've jumped in at just the right time, about to watch what, well, actually, you missed a fantastic run by the Foxes to get where they are now. 3rd and goal. And the sweeper on the left side, a punch in, Yorkville, touchdown.
That was number 21, Tyler Midas, the quarterback, deciding he just wants to run that in himself, and it worked out.
Well, you saw the 2 pumps that he gave to the 2 running backs that he had. Both Avery and Lee were back there. And he said, okay, I see no defense, and found himself in the end zone.
Nice wide run, but he made it all right.
Got to appreciate a quarterback that lowers his shoulder as well to make sure he gets those extra yards, as the field goal is low but good. So Yorkville starts us off this 2nd quarter with a score about 5 seconds into it.
That's the way to do it.
7-0.
Yep. Here we go. Going to take a look at another possession here for the Sycamore Spartans, and what we saw there is the Yorkville defense managed to put an end to just about everything the Spartans dished out.
Just about. The Yorkville defense has kind of found a few holes in the armor, and it's you know, it's impressive to see a team that's normally been pretty steady on making stops find themselves, you know, being pushed back on the heels by Yorkville.
Yeah. Yorkville coming off kind of a rough season here. They're going 1-5. The Spartans going 3-3, and of course, you know, those are just numbers. They don't reflect upon, you know, the coaching staff and how they work. But we've seen Dan McGuire here in past seasons. He's been a great coach all around. Teaches his boys what they need to know and how they got to get there. So when it comes to defense, you know, they know what to do.
And a long kick that'll roll into the back of the end zone. So with the touchback, Sycamore will be set up on the 20-yard line. Like we were saying earlier, both of these teams, regardless, and it seems to be year by year, both of these teams, regardless of the record, regardless of how either have been playing, they play such a similar style of defense.
Absolutely.
They know each other. You know, these two teams tend to be pretty even regardless of what the rest of the season looks like.
Absolutely.
Both semi-older teams, for the most part. Well, now that I look at the numbers, I actually disagree with myself. Sycamore, very older team, experienced, got a lot of returning players, where Yorkville is semi-younger.
Yeah.
At least starting-wise.
So that was Ty Sulliver there with a nice complete pass to number 12, Robert Cole. Yeah, and to kind of add on to your comment there about Yorkville being kind of a younger team, yeah, Tyler Aramitis, their main quarterback, he is indeed a junior.
So a young starting team, I should say, and but playing now at least middle of the season like they've been doing it for a while.
It's a brave move, but it works, especially in later seasons when they all get a little bit older there in the next couple of seasons, especially Tyler Aramitis going into his senior year after this one.
Men in motion, Sycamore trying to go on that left side. He's got some space, but a big impact in that secondary.
Logan McConkey definitely getting a couple of yards there.
Playing both sides of the ball.
Oh, pardon me. I want to.
Wigman.
Yep. I was going to correct myself there, but thank you for picking that up, Peyton Wingman.
Well, they both, you know, both men both play both sides of the ball.
Yep.
And so both of them are very, you know, they're very familiar with the impact like that. They can keep going, bring as many guys with them as long as they get that extra yard. As once again, they pull motion. They've got some space, but he is hit hard by Yorkville for a loss of yards. Tackle by Chris Galloway.
Yeah, Luke Ryan there being brought down hard.
Linebackers getting pumped and not stepping down.
You got to muscle up sometimes when you're standing on a defensive line.
It'll be 2nd and 9.
And talking about Sycamore offense, you got to be brave when you're going up against a big defensive line here like we see in Yorkville.
They're making pushes. I'm surprised to see this team taking that front line so head on, risking that blitz.
Yes, here it's 2nd and 9 here as Silver goes for a pass, complete pass there too by Logan McConkey right there.
So a big gain from them, not big by yardage wise, but they certainly needed to get a little closer first down after those 2 big run stops.
Any little bit of confidence, any minor victory you can get here, it'll help you, especially in Sycamore's case. 3rd and 3, so let's see if they're going to decide to run it, and if they get into the belly of the beast, how far that can they get? Hopefully it's 3 yards worth.
Well, so far, Ty Solver's been picking his running backs very carefully in this kind of play option they're running.
Silver back in the pistol position, handing it right back off to a running back. Nice long run there. That's on the carry, Peyton Wingman.
Very smart move on the case of Solver.
Absolutely.
Like I was saying earlier, you know, he's got a real heads-up play in that play action. There's a lot of trust in the quarterback, especially him, you know, being at the high school level, regardless if he's a senior, regardless if he's played all 4 years. He can make young mistakes when getting the ball to different different running backs or different receivers.
Absolutely.
So with that play action run, when he selects his running back, and they make gains like that, it looks great.
It looks fantastic, and especially if it works out like that. Here it's Sulliver. The pass is complete to number 12 out there. That's Robert Cole.
It was actually only completed 2 passes out of his 4. But Solver certainly puts him on target.
Brennan Reifstack bringing down Cole there. 2nd and 1 here, 9 minutes, 20 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. And what seems to have been just this game's been going by just fast here. Fox is in the lead over the Spartans, 7-0 here at their homecoming game.
Well, neither team has definitely had a big play, so we're waiting as they push up the middle, and it's almost immediately stopped, but not without the gain of the one they needed.
On the carry.
Might have only been a gain to the yard, but you're right, it is the yard they need. First down for the Sycamore Spartans.
Picks up the first down. An official's timeout.
And
on the field, an injured Sycamore Spartan.
Trainers will join us on the field. So right now we're looking at a successful Yorkville team that has been making a pretty good push at trying to fall back on that offense, but the defense finding themselves kind of struggling right now.
Yeah, I was going to say for the first quarter here and a little bit into the second here, the word would have been relentless for the Yorkville defense. They've been pulling out all the stops, but Sycamore Spartans now kind of getting a read on what needs to be done on getting around Yorkville defense.
It's been a fantastic game so far with just a lot of pushing and pulling. It's a tug-of-war style game. Right now, Sycamore on the offensive, and not just that they're on offense, but the fact that they have been slowly marching down the field. We haven't really seen, like I said, a big play out of either team.
That's number 75 there, Cody Lee from Sycamore, looking in a little bit of pain. Obviously, we're just talking over him, but we'll let you know how he gets.
And seems to be at least getting off the field under his own power.
Very good to see. Not much limping, but maybe he's just shaken up a little bit from a big hit. We'll hopefully we'll see him back on the field later in the night if it's not too serious, but you can't rush it.
Well, he is Sycamore's starting guard. That's a big body that they're losing there. He's got a pretty successful season. You don't see a lot of guys get by him.
Not at all. All right, Sycamore going again. 1st and 10 from the Yorkville 37-yard line. Sullivan can pass. Sullivan can pick his running backs. Nice fake out. Sullivan getting a little pressure there. Nice long pass there. Right where he needed it. Peyton Wingman.
I can already tell you, I believe that was holding on 62 on Sycamore. You see that flag.
Not where you want to be, though, especially after a nice play like that.
I don't know how much it was a purpose hold, but he definitely got locked up in the jersey of a Yorkville defender, so that will bring the ball back to even farther for Sycamore.
The hold is a 10-yard penalty.
10 yards on that penalty.
From the spot.
So once again, both these teams having a little bit of trouble in the flag department.
Absolutely. It's not good, especially when you're getting knocked back 10 yards. On the Sycamore Spartans are on the Fox's 48-yard line now. On their own 48-yard line, I should say. 1st and 25.
And a running back going way over the line there, a wide receiver, I should say. So being careful there, but he does have space on that middle ground, Sycamore. And that's number 5, Peyton Wiegman.
Number 5, Wiegman on the carry.
Once again, a pretty good gain, but still got a long way to go.
Yep, would be a better gain if you weren't so far back, but every little bit that counts. You can only hope for a big breakaway from the Fox's defense.
You got to pick the run plays carefully when when it's 2nd down and 22.
Right now, all you can do for the Sycamore offense, you got to find the chink in the armor of the Fox's defense and go right through it. Sullivan looking to pass it. Long pass, nice loft to number 12 there. That was Robert Cole.
A impressive grab. He's able to get out of bounds, so that'll be a 1st down, like we were saying. You know, I mean, pass plays, as long as you can get them on point, you'll find Ty Solver making those placement passes just about perfectly.
He's picking his plays. He's picking right where he needs to place that ball, and luckily for him, that Robert Cole receiving that ball twice in the past number of minutes here, right there to pick it back up.
Little wind out of the sails of Yorkville, who thought they had that one, as Solver lines up in the gun. They'll send it up the middle. Once again, that's Peyton Wiegman.
Gain of about a fair 2 or 3 yards.
31, Avery on the stop.
Austin Avery playing both sides. Well, there'll be a late flag.
On the far side of the field, sideline warning Sycamore.
Sideline warning for Sycamore here.
So once again, you saw these refs in the sophomore game, taking very little. So
yeah, take a little, give a lot here in the varsity, I guess.
You find that both coaches have been stepping out onto the field a little bit, but I guess Sycamore getting a little bit too heated.
Yeah.
The run is good for a gain of 2. It's 2nd and 8.
2nd and 8 yards for Sycamore.
Ball on the Fox's 23-yard line.
The lineup once again in the gun. For the option on the left.
Maybe looking for another long pass. That's what he's doing. Very gutsy here to no avail. That pass was incomplete, but meant for Jordan Tolzin.
Close but no cigar. Zach Herbst all over.
Yes,
that.
Zach Herbst putting the pressure on.
Great defense.
6 minutes, 30 seconds here now in the second quarter. Foxes 7 over the Spartans 0. 3rd and 8 for the Spartans, and Silver getting a little bit gutsy there with that final pass. That was Jordan Tolzin. We've seen him receive earlier tonight too, but Zach Herbst right there. Yorkville defense, even when it's going for a long pass like that, can read just right.
So they'll line up once again in the gun. It'll be a handoff to Weidman, and Yorkville read that like a book.
That'll take the wind right out of your sails if you're on Sycamore and you're playing defense right now.
Again, the placement of the blitz plays that this defensive team for Yorkville it's astounding the fact that they're able to read a lot of these run plays and send that linebacking force when they do. Great timing, great tackle, great play call.
Yeah. We were talking about it too. Both these teams just evenly matched tonight. Coach Dan McGuire from Yorkville, veteran coach Joe Ryan from the Spartans, just both great coaches we see here tonight. Sullivan looking to pass. Nice long pass again. And he gets that. Oh my goodness. Zach Herbst is putting on the pressure, but Jordan Tolzin, one-handed catch there, just rolling into that end zone. Wow. That was something that you might want to watch 2 or 3 more times just to kind of get a grip of what happened there.
I'm even still not quite sure. That ball went up, both men came down, and all of a sudden one hand in his hand. He didn't even seem very excited at first.
One hand came up from both the bodies, and he had the ball in the end zone, and that man was Jordan Tolzin.
Scooby-Doo, make some noise.
So they'll line up for the kick, number 20 for Sycamore. It's Grant McConkey. Guessing some relation. Flag comes in very late, so.
However, after the kick, roughing the kicker, personal
wow. All right, so it'll be a kick is good. So personal foul, roughing the kicker on Yorkville. So that'll add to the kickoff. That is soon to follow. So the McConkey family putting in work here.
Yeah, absolutely.
What was a great drive.
Yeah.
7-7 here at Campbell Field. But although Logan did put up some great yards, the man to do it and the man of the hour right now, Jordan Tolzin for Sycamore, pulling in the one-handed grab up and over the defender.
Something just absolutely amazing to see at a high school level.
Got hit hard, hit the ground hard, held onto the ball one-handed.
Did not want to let go of that ball.
So once again, the 2 evenly matched teams set to once again face off.
Yep, 5 minutes, 36 seconds here as Sycamore gets ready to tee that ball up. We see back deep for Yorkville right there. That's Jack Delaney. And that's McConkey putting it up.
Bobbled ball. And he'll try to make some moves.
I do believe that's Delaney there with the ball.
Still on his feet. So Delaney did have that, number 5.
Oh, pardon me, CJ Bell. I'm sorry for screwing you there up too, screwing you up there too, Evan. But CJ Bell, the return man.
25-yard line.
It's that number dyslexia that sometimes gets you here up here as an announcer. But CJ Bell nonetheless.
1st and 10.
The Yorkville Foxes come to the line and shotgun with trips. So they've got 2 wide receivers, 1 in motion coming over. They'll give it to running back right up the middle. And a whole lot of yards gained. That looked like 33, Trent Delaney.
Trent Delaney, another great running back we've seen in past games. He has the finesse, as we've seen Bell and Avery, both rather with just that pure masculinity to get on through the middle.
A lot of pressure on that front line to be able to stop the run game quickly. I think the first team to do that will pull this one into the win column.
2nd and 2 here for the Foxes as the ball gets handed off again. Working his way around the end. That's Lee, I do believe. Nope, that's 33. Trent Delaney again.
Austin Perry on the stop.
Austin Perry.
Just big tackle, big contact. This team not, I'm sure they've gone over the huddle and been told a few times that a lot of these backs on Yorkville have been able to get those extra yards after contact. So Sycamore definitely making sure they go down and stay down.
3rd and 2 now. Yorkville trying to get those extra 2 yards. That last run of Delaney didn't quite work out. Maybe it'll work out if they pass it off, as we see Laramitis here. Handing it off. Working his way through. And over the line for a fresh set of downs. That's Brandon Lee there.
The swim move, very successful.
Yes.
But Siegel will jump in and grab on the tackle, as well as a few other Sycamores.
We're going to add in here Cody Lee, the injured Spartan, is getting carted off the field right now. You cannot see him on the screen, but he does appear that he will not be returning to the game. Again, that's Cody Lee from the Sycamore Spartans.
So Yorkville will come to the line. Set up under the gun, 3 backs, and they'll give it off to the last one. That was 33 again, if I'm correct. Trent Delaney.
I do believe I saw the Delaney out there, but
Number 30,
Brandon Lee.
Number 25, Abraham Lozinski on the stop.
Abraham Lozinski bringing down an end to Lee's run there. 2nd and 8 here for the Foxes as the clock ticks down past 3 minutes, 10 seconds. Game is tied right now. Foxes 7 and the Spartans are also at 7.
It's been an exciting game. It's been very back-to-back.
Both teams evenly matched here as Laramitis
With a fake pitch.
Yes. That was 31 with the ball. Austin Avery.
They pull that tight end position over. It's been doing some damage. He's been gaining some yards here. This one being 5. He's averaging about 4 a carry.
Fox has got to be careful here, though. 3rd down, 5 yards to go here. They got to fight a little bit harder than just 2 or 3 yards to get to their fresh set of downs and maybe get them across that 50-yard line there, too.
It's going to be a exciting push to watch. 2 teams, one with a seasoned but struggling offense this year, will go off against a pretty set and standard defense of Sycamore, but both teams have shown some success as the shotgun goes in.
Lawan had the ball there, I do believe.
Trying to change it up, but won't quite work. Actually, they'll lose a yard on that play.
Number 84, Lawan on the carry.
Timeout on Sycamore.
Timeout, Sycamore.
Good time to take a timeout, especially with Yorkville here knocking on your door, trying to fight their way across the 50-yard line for their fresh set of downs. 4th down, 7 to go for the Foxes. You got to find a way to put an end to this Foxes offensive push. Now, both the Spartans and the Foxes have been evenly matched tonight. Foxes were the first ones to score a touchdown, followed up by the Spartans just minutes ago. You got to wonder, what are the Spartans thinking right now, Evan?
Probably relax, just play good football like you know how to do. Keep it most likely in the air to stop the clock from running out, and just get in the end zone before the clock runs out. So maybe you can run into halftime, be able to pump yourselves up in the locker room and find yourselves maybe with a victory.
Be the place to be, and you know, get good momentum going into the postseason here. Long lob there.
And it'll just fall.
Yeah.
Sails down to the Yorkville to their own 33-yard line. Sycamore will take over first and 10.
Well, Sycamore's taking over possession again.
Smarter coverage, because the more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead.
They're going to be. They'll go on.
I was going to say a minute and 48 seconds left, so you can tell there's just about 3 plays left in this drive.
Yep, the Spartans, when they get moving, about time for 3 more plays. Do you think they can get across the entirety of this field here in 3 plays, Evan?
Well, they haven't had a major big play that didn't get pulled back from that one holding. They did have a successful completion, but nothing that's gotten them this many yards. They did have that great dish, but the run is a great start.
Absolutely, yeah.
Wegman there.
I was about to say, yeah, that's a great way to start there too. Peyton Wegman proving that he's a valuable asset here for the Spartan offense.
So only 2 yards to go for the first down, but Sycamore not really worried about the first down, I'm sure. Definitely going for the end zone. As the minute ticks down. And they'll line up in the gun, so he's got some space.
Silver with a nice lob.
A little bit of dish, so he's going to find Wegman again.
Yeah, Wegman finds himself into the just bear hug by Pisecki from Yorkville. Just bring him right down. However, there is a flag on the play. That's I didn't quite catch that.
No flag.
No flag.
Oh, wave the flag.
There's a reason I didn't catch it, and because there was no flag. 1 minute 7 seconds here remaining in the first half, as the Spartans try to get an extra 2 yards for their fresh set of downs. 3rd and 2.
3rd and 1.
Sycamore will line up with, they've got 4 possible receivers. 1 comes in motion across. They'll go for the pass. And that pass is a long one.
Too long for their own good as Yorkville comes off.
So the push will come, a lot of space to be made, and there's a flag down.
Wow.
And a fantastic return and interception to Justin Williams.
Just wonderful, but it might fall apart right here with what the refs have to say. That was just a wonderful play, though. Let's hope it goes through for Yorkville here.
I believe that the flag was after the initial interception. So I'm guessing that the ball will stay with Yorkville. Did not quite understand what that was.
Maybe
it seemed like a roughing of the passer or an intentional grounding.
Okay.
Oh, blocking the back.
Multiple infractions on the
Multiple infractions. You can
interception return. There's a block in the back against Yorkville. That penalty is declined. There is also a personal foul roughing the passer penalty against Yorkville. That penalty is accepted. It remains Spartan ball.
Well, it remains Spartan ball after this giant set of infractions.
Don't know what that was.
That was just a mess of signals that were signaling the infractions here by just the Foxes. You can sure hear the boos coming from the Yorkville side of the stadium here.
So it will go back into the gun. Sycamore going to try to make a move, but there is
getting pressured out, and we almost tried going for it. You could see the frustration in the eyes of Jake Delaney, pardon me. That ball was, however, intended for number 4 from Sycamore, Donovan Smith.
Almost another interception by poor Dylan Wachowski.
Yeah. Yorkville's mad. They want that ball back in their possession. 17.5 seconds here now. What can happen now? We saw Ty Sullivan kind of butcher a first pass there and almost wound up in the hands of Yorkville again, but let's see if he goes in again. He's in the gun.
Got lucky with a very rough holding call at that, but as he'll step back for what seems to be Sycamore's last play, he's got a lot of space. The dish pass will fall just in front of Luke Ryan.
Intended for number 8, Luke Ryan.
Yep. Sullivan's getting pressured now by Yorkville. Yorkville defense is finding their way to get back to him as fast as they can.
Well, you don't really see what, you don't see a lot of what the impact of a player can do, but with Cody Lee off the field, have you noticed there have been a few more blitzes that have fallen through the cracks on Sycamore's side? Don't, you know, obviously it's hard to keep stats of who you've blocked and who you haven't, but it's kind of showing right now that the Sycamore are, you know, they're losing somebody.
Yeah.
Once again, they go for the run up the middle, and a big gain by Wigman, so.
I do believe Wigman fell there, just shy of that fresh batch of downs.
Had a good, strong carry, but also, speaking of carried just about 3 or 4 Yorkville Foxes with him. Didn't quite make the line, so he's got a 4th and 1 call. Looks like, I mean, they've got to be going for it.
You know they got to be going for it. They want to at least complete this play. There's 3 seconds rather, here in the half left. You know they want to get it across that line as fast as they can after they come out of the half.
Sycamore not known for their special teams, but certainly being this far back, I don't know that we're going to be testing that one way or another. So get ready to see a most likely a little shaken up, but steadied Ty Sullivan, I'm sorry.
Yep.
To try to get that deep bomb, and well, maybe we can see some players like Tolzin or one that's been doing it is McConkey.
Yes.
Come down with a great catch.
Whatever happens now, I mean, 3 seconds left. It'll be a quick turn of events, so don't blink your eye here as this next play gets set up. We'll have to see what Silver has to dish out. Let's really hope he, if he decides to hand it off, they have to get through just 3 feet, just 1 yard to get that fresh batch of downs for that second half. All right, he's gonna pass it. He's getting brave. Nice long pass. It looks like it's gonna be incomplete. He slips and falls. This grass is slippery. That pass was meant for Robert Cole, and that's how we're gonna end the first half. Robert Cole with an incomplete pass. And we're going to enter the half with a tie, 7-7. You're watching Fox Valley TV. Keep it here. We'll be right back.
Of course, our varsity Foxettes and our varsity.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Now, come on. Come on. All right, I know, 2 seconds. Hang on, just stand still. Stand still, love. 1 second, I know. Just I know. Mom, he's done. Okay, go, go, go. No. Boys, hang on, boys.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Well, welcome back to Fox Valley TV. If you're just joining us after the half, Yorkville Foxes versus the Sycamore High School. It's been a fantastic matchup between these two teams. If you're just joining us, 7-7 as we start off the second half. I'm Evan Wiseman.
And I'm Tom Holding alongside him. And it's actually been a great game here tonight. It's a homecoming game between both Yorkville and, it's a Yorkville homecoming game facing off against the Spartans.
As we get the return, CJ Bell will take it up to the Yorkville 33. And Foxes will start this out. They almost had a opportunity to get the ball at the end of the second half.
Yeah, what we saw there was just a mess of emotion there for the Foxes there. Justin Williams, I do believe, that was him coming off with the receive there. But after a mess of infractions, it turns out that the Spartans were in hold of it again.
So Yorkville will line up under the gun. They've got only one receiver set right, so they'll run it up the middle. Looks like still on his feet, but a gain of, maybe even a loss of a yard. That's 31, looks like Austin Avery, I believe.
Yeah, we've seen Austin Avery out here tonight. He's the muscle when it comes to being a running back here. He can muscle right on through the Sycamore defense or any defense he finds, and throughout the entire season, we've seen him just plowing on through. He is the other half to Trent Delaney, while Avery has the muscle. Delaney has the finesse, and we'll probably see him out here again tonight, too.
Really do coordinate well as Yorkville, once again, lines up under the gun. They'll run it again with their secondary back and will be stopped once again almost immediately. That was, looks like 30, Brandon Lee on that carry. So he'll lose yet another yard. So about 13 yards. Third down for the Foxes.
You know, Brandon Lee is just another running back that we have out there for Yorkville offense. And Yorkville's been running a number of running backs out there. I do believe we've seen at least 3 out there a number of times tonight. We see Lee, Avery, and Delaney.
So they'll line up in the gun this time. Find Laramitis. He's confident more under the gun. He's got a little bit more time to think. He'll drop back for the pass, sends it going, and a great catch. Austin Avery, the tight end, will go. He gets wrapped up around the feet, but not without a gain of about 23 yards.
What you gotta like about Austin Avery out there is when he's out there, he has his confidence. He knows where Laramitis is gonna put it. And you know, there's only a few, you know, when you're running, when you're passing it, it's high risk, high reward. And you gotta be, you know it's nervous out there, but when you're Austin Avery and you know you have confidence in Ty Laramitis, you can be anywhere he needs you to be.
That is for sure. Laramitis under the gun. He'll hand it off. Once again, a short gain. So 33, Delaney, Trent Delaney.
He looked like he got wrestled to the ground there a little bit by the entirety of the defensive line from Sycamore.
Seems like the Sycamore's run defense has kind of stepped up outside the huddle.
Yeah.
They're definitely, you could tell that was one of the key points, I'm sure.
9 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock in the third quarter here.
Yorkville steps up under the gun. Laramitis, little slow count. He'll hand it off. Once again to Lee, who will fight but won't get much. So about a gain of maybe another yard, not even. A half a yard.
It's just 1 yard. And so the scoreboard says, and just little by little progress. But you know you've got to fight tooth and nail to get through this defense. Both teams are evenly matched tonight, I would say.
Very much so, both on the scoreboard and on the field, play after play. You know, when one gets a big gain, the other gets a big tackle for a loss. It seems like it's a very close tug of war.
Yeah, right now it's which team can pull harder in terms of getting that score up.
Laramitis will send it to Avery, who will make the stretch, but they can't seem to tackle Avery unless they get him around the ankles. But he'll get a big gain of about 6 or 7.
Wazitsky there on the stop from putting a stop there to Yorkville's offensive rush there. 4th down, 1 to go. You know Yorkville is keen on trying to go for it when they're 4th down. You know, 1, 2, even 3 yards. They're going to try to run it. I do believe they still have their offensive team. Yep, we see Laramitis coming on out here, so
going for it.
Yep.
4th and 1.
Well, it's with 1 yard to go on your own field. 7-7 tie game. You got something to prove as Laramitis steps under the gun again. And a huge collision and stop. Austin Avery is shooken.
1st and 10, Sycamore. You just saw just a crazy turn of events there. I'm not entirely sure what happened there.
We just watched a player who is almost rarely ever gets tackled for a loss. One of the biggest gentlemen on this field get dead stopped by multiple white jerseys. Sycamore ball.
That was definitely interesting. You don't see a big guy like that being brought down that hard. Well, we see Sycamore ball, like you said. Ty Sulliver, definitely an interesting quarterback.
Who immediately, well, almost threw the interception, that's for sure. So number to Dylan Wachotsky.
You know, lucky for Sullivan, that would have been, if that pass was completed, that would have been a third interception. However, none of them, luckily for Sycamore Spartans,
counted.
Yeah.
So Wachotsky, he not known as a, he's not a wide receiver, so you got to give him credit. He was able to calm himself, get to the position of the ball, but just couldn't bring it in.
Silver's definitely got to stay careful when he's passing.
That's for sure. Great gain by Peyton Wigman. So, and on the stop was Brandon Reifsteck.
You know, if you look back to the majority of this game, all of the fighting has been here midfield. Neither team wants to give any, and only when they have given all they've got, it normally winds up in a touchdown. There's only been one touchdown for each side. The game is tied 7-7. It's just a wonder. It's looking at both coaches, Dan McGuire and Joe Ryan. They're either taking out the same playbook, or their players are just great at reading what the other team is doing.
I think it's a little bit of both. As once again Sycamore lines up. Sullivan will be in the gun, motion, quick motion, handoff to Wigman once again. He'll go up the middle and only gain about 1 on the stretch. Don't know if it was the one he needed. He only needed about 1.5, so we'll see where the officiating spots it.
Well,
and a gain of about 1 inch, I'd say.
Yep, no gain is a bad game, but 1 inch, you might want to go for some more there. 6 minutes, 30 seconds remaining here on the clock.
Sycamore immediately finds himself in the same situation that Yorkville just was about 3-4 plays ago.
Well,
4th and 1.
Let's see if Yorkville can dish out what Sycamore dished out for them.
Oh,
Wigman fighting tooth and nail to get through that
on the carry.
Small wall that Yorkville built up to defend against it, but Galloway, pardon me, on the tackle there.
Great, almost had the stop, but they shifted the linebackers on the wings to stop the pitch, which has been a huge threat from Sycamore, so good call, but the coaching staff over there, I mean, they saw it coming.
They saw it coming. It wasn't for lack of trying there. We're looking at the Sycamore Spartans 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line, exactly.
Almost a direct snap. They'll go up the middle, and yes, I believe that was Sullivan. Yep, quarterback keeper. Trying to go on the left side. Did not quite make it around his end. A gain of about a yard.
Yep, that official reading there, I guess, was about 2-yard gain there, but still. Kind of a scary place here. Yorkville getting edged on here. Sullivan's grabbing his thoughts and trying to figure out how he can get around this defense. And, passing's been effective, but right now, out of I'd say about 3 of his pass attempts have been near interceptions.
Mm-hmm. Sullivan once again goes to the air, even despite your words of warning, to a completion to, that was 15, Tolson.
We've also mentioned it here tonight, it's a high risk, high reward for passing, and
very true.
Yeah, Tolson there being a great receiver there, getting a fresh batch of downs for the Spartans, and Tolson also making the only touchdown touchdown catch, pardon me, man, mess of words, for the Spartans. He's the reason the Spartans are at 7-7 here over the, or tied with the Foxes.
Line up in the gun, Wigman trying to go for the run is almost immediately stopped by Yorkville's defense. I think the initial tackle will be credited to, I think that was Brandon Reifsteck.
Reifsteck on the stop by Wigman, the ball carrier.
So Wigman will pick up once again some positive yardage, but only about 3.
Wingman's definitely running back that Sycamore can put in various situations, and he will get results no matter where he is. He can charge right on through the middle. We've seen him. Well, here he goes now.
And he'll go for the shovel pass, a diving attempt at the interception, but unfortunately still incomplete. That was going off to Luke Ryan.
Number 20, Brandon Reisek on the coverage.
We see Brandon Reifsek on the coverage there for Yorkville.
Didn't quite get to it, but he saw him kind of lay out for it.
Yeah.
He wanted that. Wanted it badly.
And, well, he got it.
At least the deflection, anyway.
Yes.
Fortunately, not the interception. But regardless, Sycamore finds themselves 3rd and 7 as they come up to the line. So they're going to pull that motion once again. They like keeping Luke Ryan right there in that pocket. So he'll cross. A quick, so it'll be a pass. Sullivan.
Incomplete pass. You knew that was going to Wingman, but I do believe putting the pressure out there was number 69 and number 40 from Yorkville. That was Badalamenti. And Zach Haddock's putting pressure on there. And 4th down now for the Spartans.
A great credit to Sullivan, at least, for the heads up. You saw, Wigman only really had one guy to beat. And thought he could, but unfortunately the pass did not make it into Wigman's hands. So Donovan Smith will punt it away.
And
no, it'll fall into the back of the end zone, so a touchback. Yorkville will find itself at the 20.
Well, they've only got 80 yards to go for another touchdown, but this might be another play where we see Yorkville actually score again. We've seen it done. Yorkville quarterback Laramitis knows who he needs to pass to. He's confident out there. Even when he's getting a little bit of pressure on, he might be shaking a little bit. But when he plays the passing game with Austin Avery or Jason Lalonde, they're both fantastic wide receivers. And seeing what happens.
Yes, sir, as they try to go up the middle again. Oh, the ball's out, and it's loose.
Oh,
and it's out and loose again.
But this is just a game of pick up sticks right here.
I think it was a fumble, and then I don't know if there was a technical secondary fumble, but there won't be a change of possession.
I know I saw the ball in the hands of, I could not see who the player was, but it wasn't Sycamore's hands. He fumbled the ball too, and then I do believe it was picked up again by Yorkville, and now I'm kind of at a loss for who has possession.
Samuel Hancock over on that right side for Sycamore had his hands on the ball for just about a second. So Yorkville getting a little lucky, but will find themselves 2nd and 13.
You see
slick grass,
yeah,
you can tell.
Wow. Make sure you're in position at the right time, but trying not to make a fool of yourself for trying to get into position.
And a big stop and fumble. Ball is down. Recovered by Sycamore.
Wow. From the small student section across the way from where we're standing, the Sycamore student section is going crazy for that recovery.
They seem to know about it quicker than I think the officiating staff did.
Yeah.
A big play for the Spartans. Fortunately, should have happened last play. He would have had some gain to it, but regardless, already in the red zone, the Spartans set up shop.
Not where you want to be if you're a Yorkville defensive player. And when you got your heart in the game, you know you can put an end to this rush, but you got to be careful. I do believe that's a Wingman with the ball there.
Yes, sir. I think it was just about a stalemate. Falls right on the line of scrimmage. Reifstek made the initial contact for Yorkville.
Reifstek picking up his Xth tackle tonight. He's been just on fire tonight.
I think I'm at 5. Correct. And that's come from mostly the second half. He stepped it up. A big defensive impact player for Yorkville.
2nd and 10 on Yorkville 16.
Sullivan winds up in the gun. He'll go for the pass once again. He's getting pressured. He'll send it right.
Pass, but it was incomplete.
Trying to lead it in front of Wigman again, but didn't quite make it the distance to get over the shoulder. So 3rd down.
Yeah, looking at Wingman, though, he's either a running back or a linebacker. I'm impressed to see him doing such a great job out there, picking up the passing game.
He's a big kid, 180 pounds, and certainly shows when he runs over 2 or 3 black jerseys before he finally goes down.
Yeah.
Him and Austin Avery are kind of duking it out for strongest on the field. That's for sure. They're both putting up pretty good arguments.
I'm starting to see symmetries between both these teams and their players, and obviously how they're playing too.
So once again, Sullivan winds up in the gun. He'll go back, sends it up and into the hands of Oh, that was Robert Cole.
It was Robert Cole.
Paused there for a sec. Thought it might have been a fumble, but so there's going to be a discussion. Did he have the ball long enough to deem it either a initial fumble or?
The officials are calling for an official timeout. Is trying to figure out what happened here, trying to make a mess of the whole situation. Sometimes, 4 or 5 refs aren't enough to figure it out.
Well, it did look like both players scrambled for the ball at the bottom there as soon as he hit the ground. So now you've got to deem whether or not it.
Oh, well, it sounds not going the way of Yorkville. It's going to be Sycamore's going to win that.
I don't know if I agree with an initial discussion, like the initial decision by the first ref and then everybody's second guessing him, but that's all right. Got a better perspective than I do. So Sycamore will set up shop with just 6 yards till the end zone.
Yeah, first and goal. It's not happy fans here from Yorkville, but I do believe if the Yorkville defense wants it bad enough, they will put an end to this offensive rush as Wingman has the ball trying to find a way, and I do believe
made a great hurdle.
Yep, I think that is a
stop at the 1. So the initial contact from, I believe that was Lazarick Jackson, the captain.
Yeah.
But didn't quite catch who had the tackle itself. So Yorkville's goal line making a stop, but not without a gain of 4. Wigman once again, is averaging 4 to 5 yards a carry.
Yeah. Very impressive. And when you're Wingman right now, you know that you want to get into that end zone.
Well, he'll go again, but it's tripped up in the backfield.
Tripped up by number 40, Haddix.
I think it was Maddox, Zachary Haddix, I'm sorry, and possibly Andy Belladamante.
Yes. No gain there. 3rd and 2, 1 minute, 3 seconds on the clock. The Sycamore Spartans are knocking down the door of the Foxes. Foxes are trying to find a way to board that door up, make sure that Sycamore does not get that touchdown. 50 seconds now. Can Yorkville defend against a touchdown for 2 more downs?
They'll go once again with the quarterback keeper and a quick stop. So they fake to Wigman, had me, saying once again for a sec there, but Sullivan will try to go up the middle with the jump and didn't quite get enough air to make it over the pile.
Good enough for a 1 yard gain, though. Clock is ticking down past 30 seconds. I'm curious to see what they're going to do here. Yorkville's been just golden trying to put a stop to this touchdown advance, but with 1 yard left, I'm not sure if they can do it. I don't want to say anything bad about it, but 4th and goal is what we're looking at now, Evan.
A big play on either side. This one could prove it. Wingman up the middle and in almost easily. Touchdown, Spartans.
And looking at that touchdown, he made it just in the nick of time. That was the last play of the quarter, too. So we're looking for the extra point here before commercial.
It was a great play, but Wigman just too hard to bring down.
He is fast on his feet, and he is muscular. He will break through any defense. Those are 2 dangerous things. Light-footed and the muscle to back it up. All right, ready to put it up. We're looking at Grant McConkey, and it looks good.
Oh, it went just a bit left, I guess. So
wow,
13-7. The score right now. Sycamore left the door open just a little bit for a possibility of coming back. This is not something you want to miss, so keep it here on Fox Valley TV.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Now, come on. Come on. All right, I know, 2 seconds. Hang on, just stand still. Stand still, love. 1 second, I know. Just hang on. Okay, go, go, go.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Been asleep, or they just left somebody wide open. 21-14, the Spartans over the Foxes. Of course, you can't blame the team out there for not defending. It's just how the other offensive team works. In talking about the Spartans, Sullivan has, you've said, I'm not sure what it is now, but 5 out of his last 10 passes have been complete. Now he's getting dangerous, especially when you have Tolson out there. Jordan Tolson is the secret weapon when it comes to getting a touchdown.
Yes, sir. It probably find him up and over the middle once again if you're looking real hard, but Yorkville, they can't really afford that, so I'm sure they've got a few linebackers sitting up there. Might open up some other opportunity for Sycamore. The Foxes can only play this one really carefully, otherwise they might find themselves falling to 1-6. As Sycamore finds themselves in motion, they'll go shotgun.
Yep, ball handed off.
Another keeper.
Fool me once, shame on me.
So the
All right, well, Foxes are going to use another timeout. They only have one left after this one. And, we kind of saw this in the last game we actually covered here in Yorkville, Evan. They used a number of their timeouts, and I just kind of makes you wonder what the Foxes are, what the coaching staff is discussing.
The Yorkville Foxes are a team that have been, they've played some kind of iffy roles, that's for sure, but a few of them have, it's kind of make or break, and a lot of them have made them look like heroes, and a lot of them have made them look a little rough around the edges.
Yes.
It's two fantastic teams, but I do know that Sycamore has been set and been in this position a few times where all they really have to do is kill the clock. If any team's going to do it, it might be the Spartans.
Yeah.
Although what I do find interesting is with the win possibly in their grasp, they continue to run their quarterback Sullivan, who's had a great game, but has had an iffy run game with the keepers.
It's very tricky. The most of you said holding the ball and letting the time run out, that's the most annoying thing when you're on the defense, especially in Yorkville's position here in just in any game, but especially in your homecoming game. If you can't get a hold of that ball, it's just going to frustrate you. And you can't get frustrated. You got to keep a level head and try to find a way to how you can get that ball as soon as possible instead of letting the opposite team run the clock down.
As Sullivan will line up in the shotgun, you can see they're trying to make them jump. So a timeout will be called on the timeout, Sycamore. So they're trying to get that first down by making a very riled up and ready Yorkville Foxes jump, but unfortunately,
after two timeouts, I should say, you think the Foxes are ready to go back into it, but now the Spartans kind of taking their own timeout and taking their time to discuss with their team what needs to be done. It's gonna rile up the Yorkville offense. They want to get into the game. They want to get it going. They want to get the ball rolling and build momentum.
The momentum's been a big thing as this game has been pretty equal, but after a single, kind of big play, you found that drive come alive and then would end up scoring. A lot of big plays coming from these both sides, but as opposed to the first half, which we only really saw one or two. But every big play has led to a touchdown. It definitely seems to swing momentum, and we're just waiting for someone to make that big play in these last few minutes.
Yeah. Now, who's going to bring out the big play? We'll see. But you got to make sure, on Yorkville terms, they stop anything that Sycamore dishes out.
Which, once again, they will make the stop on a keeper from Sullivan.
There's a certain point where keeping on the keeper is going to be read or picked up upon now easily by the Yorkville defense. Kind of using Sullivan running it himself. Might have worked out, might have shaken up the defensive play a little bit. But right now, it's just been used to the point where now it's getting bland, and the Foxes are picking up on it.
The Foxes have something to prove here with it being homecoming. They've got a home field advantage. They've got a crowd that's getting behind them. If they can get this stop, recover the punt quickly, this is something that they could do. Although they still got a long way to go, that's for sure.
Definitely a long way. Now, damage control is the way to go. If you avoid any touchdown or if you prevent the Spartans from getting near the end zone for the Foxes, that's the best thing to do right now. And if you can do it to the point where, ball gets fumbled and you, if you're a Yorkville Fox and you pick it up and you can run it a couple of yards and you find yourself in the 30-yard line, is pristine. Ball goes up, not the place where Yorkville wants to be, but I do believe that is Dylan Wazotsky there.
So fair catch called. They'll set up shop at the 21-yard line, so a long way to go, although this does seem eerily similar to the last conversation we were having, where they had a long way to go. Next thing you know, you find the ball landed itself in actually pretty perfectly into Loir's hands. And, I'm sorry, Luan, and Jason Luan, 6'6", 215, just took it to the house. And you could tell that Yorkville really was hoping for that one to tie the game initially. So they might be able to go to him again. He's on that far side of the screen, but he is in motion.
You've got to wonder.
And they will trust him with actually a flickeroo.
Austin Avery, that pass was meant for him, but he could not quite make it.
That is a schoolyard level play. The option from Lewan around the corner to the pass to Austin Avery. And although things did get very physical, there are no flags on the field, so they'll find themselves 2nd and 10.
Yep.
A little trickery on the side of Yorkville.
That was a little bamboozled. Yorkville did indeed bamboozle the Spartans there. However, no gains came from that. Now, you got to think, though, with being this far back, and we were talking about Jason LeBlanc and that great run that he had, maybe the Spartans aren't anticipating a long pass like that. No.
Oh, another pass lands and falls out of the hands of Austin Avery, who must be getting a little cold, or after he's been carrying a lot of these, a lot of the plays in this game, and not only this half, it's been beating up on him. He's started to drop these last 3, if I'm correct.
Yeah. Now, yeah, you're right. It is cold out here. The wind is picking up, and we're up in the box. We're out of the wind, but down there on an open field where it's windy, it's like a wind tunnel down there. You're going to start tensing up, and you got to have confidence in who you're going to pass it to, and you got to make sure that if you're on the bench and you're going to come right in, that you're warm and you're loosened up.
So they'll line up with 2 backs. They'll go for the pass. They're a Midas. Dish over.
Small
He's got
victories
space
on the way to go.
So Brennan Lee will make a short gain. It'll end up 4th and 6, 4th and 5. 4th and 5 I'm gonna go with.
Yep.
Well, 4th and 6.
Well, 2-minute warning here, 4th quarter. They're gonna pass it, they got nothing left to lose, and that pass went straight into the hands of number 32, and he's gonna be tackled harshly. That number 32 there was Jacob Peliquin, and you would not want to believe it here. You don't want to get careless if you're Tyler Midas, but that was borderline, I don't want to say careless, but that was just a dangerous move.
A rough pass, and he paid for it. It'll wind up in the hands of Sycamore, and this game looks over.
You know he's going to be kicking himself about that. I mean, with a rough pass like that found itself square into the hands of Peliquin there, you can't do anything about that besides kick yourself. When we're going 1st and goal here for Sycamore on the 5-yard line, you got to be careful. I mean, we might even see Sulliver here on the keeper.
He'll run in motion up the middle with Wigman. Gain about a yard on the play. And the clock will tick down. A rough ending.
Yes.
That has been the 2nd time we've been on this field, and it's come down to the wire.
It's Yorkville's one team to definitely keep it on the wire, and both Yorkville and Sycamore tonight have been proving that they're just both a great. Both teams are great, and it's You know, it is a shame that they had to come to this. Yorkville, you know, coming down to the wire, but that's how it goes. You can't do anything about it, but besides just learn.
So Sycamore will line up again. Quick handoff to Wigman, who will be stopped.
The defense is doing its good job, though, is doing a good job. Pardon my poor grammar there. Defense is doing a good job defending. Wingman there, we know that he's a dangerous man, especially when he comes into the red zone, going 3rd and goal now. He can run it in.
Got to say, it's a shame that they were able to stop him on the goal line now twice. Unfortunately, so late with just about 30 seconds left on the clock. They'll enter a victory formation. And there it is. So they'll take the knee. So Sycamore will take this one here at Campbell Field. Yorkville Foxes taking a tough loss on their homecoming. A fantastic game.
It's definitely a heartbreak when it comes down to the wire like that. That at least the most that could be said right there is that final interception there that was passed by Laramitis. At least it didn't go in. The score didn't wind up being 28-14. It's at least it wasn't a worse loss than it was right now, Evan.
That is true. Well, two tough teams duke it out. You can see the score was so close. Came down to just really 2 big plays for Yorkville to tie the game, and then unfortunately, Sycamore to end this one.
Yep, no, it was textbook football, and it was definitely also a textbook game of tug-of-war football. Well, that's all we have time for tonight. The final score was the Sycamore Spartans 21 over the Yorkville Foxes 14. Credits go out to our cameraman, Eric Peterson, Felix Fontanez, our system producer, Victor Mejia, producer and director, Mike Reynolds. I'm Tom Molding.
I'm Evan Wiseman.
And have a great night.
Avery just barely tripped up.
Yes.
Avoid the probably big gain that was inevitable if you didn't get him there.
Yeah, Abraham Lozwinski making a crucial stop to Avery there. That was in dire need.
So Yorkville finds themselves 3rd and 11. They're in a bad position to go 4 and out. So most likely you're going to see hopefully a strong punt from Cade Henry this 4th.
Yes.
They can't make this happen. You can tell they're going for the long pass.
They want that right now, and if you see Jason Lewan on the field, I'm not sure if I do, but if he is, they got to be careful with what he can do. Yep, Jason Lewan right there, getting pressured out of bounds. That was either a wide pass or just being forced out of there. Either way, incomplete pass by Jason Lewan.
So the punt team looks like it's joining us on the field.
I'd say it's a wise idea. You don't want to mess up, especially when you're back deep, 4 and 11.
Without a strong punt, this could set up Sycamore to get the lead. So a lot rides on the sophomore, Cade Henry.
Cade Henry's confident. We'll see what he can do as he puts it up. Kind of a shallow kick, going past the, landed past the 40-yard line, taking a Sycamore bounce, though, closer to the Yorkville end zone.
Very unfriendly bounce, so Yorkville are going to have to put in some work on defense. You saw them all huddled up around the bench. They are not going to be taking this lightly, that's for sure. They are ready to get a stop here.
Yes, sir.
As Sycamore, the offense trots out with a game plan already.
It seems, however, anytime that Yorkville can read Sycamore going for a run, they put up this impenetrable wall of defense. Sullivan going with a nice pitch over to Wingman,
who's still on his feet.
And Wingman's going closer to the end zone, but Wingman gets brought down. I can't get who did that. Oh, it was Luke Ryan there. Either way, complete the pass, brought down near the 20-yard line of Yorkville. Good enough for a fresh batch of downs for Sycamore.
Looks like a Yorkville member injured on the field. So right now, Sycamore making the drive, starts it off with a great play pass to Luke Ryan. You can tell they might be confident going to the air here, Tom. What do you think?
Yeah, I think going to the air here with that nice pass, or granted it was more of a pitch, to Luke Ryan, we might see Sycamore go for it. But we have seen it. I've been bringing it up constantly that Sulliver, I should say, has been almost on top of his game when it comes to passing. It's been hitting his mark, but the Foxes have been right in the position to intercept that ball, and almost every time that they've found themselves in the position to intercept, it's been called incomplete pass, or there's been a flag on the play. So I think that if Sulliver passes and it hits his mark, which is his teammate, and either is in the end zone or near the end zone, it'll be a smart move, but it's definitely a high risk with how he's been passing tonight.
That's for sure. It hasn't been super on point. He has completed 5 out of his 10 passes, so it's been a semi-rough night for him, but
yeah,
man, the ones that he does get to his team have been great gains. I referenced the fantastic catch from Tolzin way back in the end zone for that first touchdown.
Still get chills thinking about that. Tolzin, just with that single-handed catch, is coming up out of that weird mess. That was great. That injured player coming out the field, though, from Yorkville is Jake Piaseski.
So the Sycamore Spartans line up. Sulliver under the gun, and flags fly as 2 combatants collide.
Yes.
Seemed maybe a little early. Let's see who the officials think jumped first.
Might have been called an encroachment and a false start, but we'll see.
And yeah, they'll call that on 62 on Sycamore. I think I'm going to go with Gareth Bond on that one. Seemed to jump first.
Yep. That gives Yorkville some nice room to breathe here. Granted, it's only 26 yards to go till Sycamore finds himself in the end zone in Yorkville, but still, any yardage that you can get off a penalty is nice room to breathe in this area, especially on your homecoming game.
And the movement, they'll go up the middle with Wigsman, who will gain.
I do want to believe that's about maybe a 10-yard gain.
I think it's about a 8-yard gain on the carry, so that'll set him up for only 2nd and 8.
Yes. Found himself nice little bit of yards, 2 yards to be exact, off the original line of scrimmage. So good for the Sycamore offense as they go closer towards the Yorkville end zone. Ty Sullivan near in the pistol. Nice pitch again to Luke Ryan. Luke Ryan being just wrestled to the ground, having a leg being brought down by him. I think that was Zach Haddix there with a great reading of where Luke Ryan was going to go and where Sulliver was going to pass it.
As soon as he let that pass go, you saw Zach Haddix move off of his coverage to go pick up Luke Ryan. So a great heads-up play by Haddix.
It was actually a loss of yardage on the play, 3 and 9.
So a loss of about a yard. Again, great Yorkville play. It's what they needed. Let's see if they can do it again, but Sulliver will line up. They'll fake the initial pass, go off, and is that 15
That's
again?
A touchdown.
Touchdown, Sycamore. So Tolzin will find a great over-the-shoulder grab once again. Sycamore finds themselves in the lead.
Jordan Tolzin proving himself to be a secret weapon for the Sycamore Spartans. I didn't see him. He just came out of nowhere for me. You could have probably assumed the same thing for Yorkville. They saw him coming, but they didn't think he'd actually go. He'd actually find himself in the end zone.
In the game of his life, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But Ty Sulliver, with 2 kind of questionable passes, have both been somehow snagged by Tolzin.
Well, yeah, what seemed to be a sketchy pass just seemed to be well rounded out by Tolzin there. 3 minutes, 19 seconds remaining. Sycamore just took the lead, 19-14.
1-2 to try to figure it out, and with almost no coverage, Sycamore will get the 2 completion. Donovan Smith will draw that one in, and tight end on that quick cut. A very loud Sycamore student section.
Yes.
Here
It's
to play.
Very exciting. You know that team is just freaking out. Tolzin just out of nowhere. Yorkville still has time if they want to tie this up. They have 3 minutes, 19 seconds left. Granted, it's not a long time, but if you get a nice, recovery off the initial punt downfield, and you can run that just as fast as you can. A 50-yard line would be a great place to be. If you can get it there, they can do it.
You got to remember that first drive that they had in the third quarter led to a score in 5 seconds. So a team that can score quickly, if I had to name one, probably be the Yorkville Foxes.
Yes, sir. You know, the best offense is a good defense, but right now what Yorkville needs is a very good offense to run that ball as fast as they can.
So a pretty good return. He's still on his feet, being tackled down. That is number 23, C.J. Bell.
C.J. Bell is always fighting tooth and nail, and right now he's gonna try to help his team get as far as they can in these desperate few minutes left.
So Bell with a great return. I'm sure his mother would be proud. So Yorkville set up to most likely go for the run on the start with the 2 backs that they have.
Yep.
Although that option play has been dangerous, that they've been able to trick even us up in the booth.
Yes.
Motion to Lewan. It will be a pass. Going long.
Long and very incomplete. That was meant for Avery. Very gutsy move, but when you need all the time, you can get, and you want to hold on to these downs, you can't be making moves that you're not 100% sure are going to work.
Well, the pass play, I think, personally is a good call, though.
Yes.
You know, it doesn't matter of opinion. But that first down pass play, see where it can get you.
Yep. Stop
the clock when you need a big gain. You know, that can be a momentum switch, but even if you drop the ball, it still stops the clock. You can relax and settle yourself.
Avery.
Yorkville falls into the shotgun. They'll hit Avery in the chest. Cannot. Oh, I'm sorry, it was 81.
Brady Fisher. Yeah, I know you can see him a little frustrated off of that. Sycamore student section just lighting up right now. So we've exhausted 2 downs for the Yorkville Foxes with 2 just not incomplete passes. Thankfully, that final pass was not recovered by the defense there.
So they'll line up in the shotgun again to give most amount of opportunity for the backs. And an opportunity to send it long. He didn't quite find the space. Austin Avery on that right side, trying to play wide receiver as well. A tough set for Laramitis, who finds himself 4th and 10.
Yeah, Laramitis and the entire offensive team, they're wanting to desperately get across that, even the line of scrimmage. They couldn't do that in that last possession, and you know the Foxes are in the punt formation. You gotta wonder what their plan of attack is now, or if the plan is just to go on damage control, Evan.
Yes, sir, the punt will come, and it'll be along with that.
Looks like it's gonna fall flat and land just on the 40-yard line.
So the clock will stop at 2 minutes, 54 seconds. Spartans line up at their 40, 1st and 10.
It'll be an interesting turn of events to see what Yorkville does to stop the Spartans. And if they stop them in time, what'll happen next if they go on possession, if they have enough time to even get close to the end zone, or what'll the Spartans do here in these last 3 minutes here. Go on.
Oh, I'm sorry, I guess the coaching staff just has a lot of faith in their defense.
Absolutely.
Which has shown up at times this game, but recently in the 4th, it's been a little bit slow to the start as Sullivan sets up. He'll go for the keeper.
Yep.
So they're going to try to keep the clock running as much as they can.
Yeah, I'm going to bring it back to the defense here, talking about Yorkville defense, to be exact, talking about the Foxes now as they go on timeout. You know that Dan McGuire has a lot of trust in his defensive team. We've seen it throughout the night. They have been on top of their game, and it has been a little laggy here in the 4th quarter and maybe a little bit at the end of the 3rd quarter, as we see now score kind of proves that the defense might have been asleep, or they just left somebody wide open. 21-14, the Spartans over the Foxes. Of course, you can't blame the team out there for not defending. It's just how the other offensive team works. In talking about the Spartans, Sulliver has, you've said, I'm not sure what it is now, but 5 out of his last 10 passes have been complete. Now he's getting dangerous, especially when you have Tolson out there. Jordan Tolson is the secret weapon when it comes to getting a touchdown.
Yes, sir. It probably find him up and over the middle once again if you're looking real hard, but Yorkville, they can't really afford that, so I'm sure they've got a few linebackers sitting up there. It might open up some other opportunity for Sycamore. The Foxes can only play this one really carefully, otherwise they might find themselves falling to 1-6. As Sycamore finds themselves in motion. They'll go shotgun.
Yep, ball handed off.
Another keeper.
Fool me once. Shame on me.
Sullivan on the keeper. Number 31, Austin Avery on
so
the Foxes called their second timeout.
All right, well, Foxes are going to use another timeout. They only have one left after this one, and we kind of saw this in the last game we actually covered here in Yorkville 11. They used a number of their timeouts, and kind of makes you wonder what the Foxes are, what the coaching staff is discussing.
The Yorkville Foxes are a team that have been, they've played some kind of iffy roles, that's for sure, but a few of them have, it's kind of make or break, and a lot of them have made them look like heroes, and a lot of them have made them look a little rough around the edges.
Yes.
It's two fantastic teams, but I do know that Sycamore has been set and been in this position a few times where all they really have to do is kill the clock. If any team's going to do it, it might be the Spartans.
Yeah.
Although what I do find interesting is with the win possibly in their grasp, they continue to run their quarterback, Sullivan, who's had a great game, but has had an iffy run game with the keepers.
It's very tricky. And the most thing that you said, holding the ball and letting the time run out, that's the most annoying thing when you're on the defense, especially in Yorkville's position here in just in any game, but especially in your homecoming game. If you can't get a hold of that ball, it's just going to frustrate you. And you can't get frustrated. You got to keep a level head and try to find a way to how you can get that ball as soon as possible instead of letting the opposite team run the clock down.
As Sullivan will line up in the shotgun. And see, they're trying to make them jump. So a timeout will be called on the timeout, Sycamore. So they're trying to get that first down by making a very riled up and ready Yorkville Foxes jump, but unfortunately,
after two timeouts, I should say, you think the Foxes are ready to go back into it, but now the Spartans kind of taking their own timeout and taking their time to discuss with their team what needs to be done. It's gonna rile up the Yorkville offense. They want to get into the game. They want to get it going. They want to get the ball rolling and build momentum.
The momentum's been a big thing as this game has been pretty equal, but after a single, kind of big play, you found that drive come alive and then end up scoring. A lot of big plays coming from these both sides. But as opposed to the first half, which we only really saw one or two. But every big play has led to a touchdown. It definitely seems to swing momentum, and we're just waiting for someone to make that big play in these last few minutes.
Yeah. Now, who's going to bring out the big play? We'll see. We just got to make sure, on Yorkville terms, that they stop anything that Sycamore dishes out.
Which once again, they will make the stop on a keeper from Sullivan.
There's a certain point where keeping on the keeper is going to be read or picked up upon now easily by the Yorkville defense. Kind of using Sullivan running it himself. Might have worked out, might have shaken up the defensive play a little bit. But right now, it's just been used to the point where now it's getting bland, and the Foxes are picking up on it.
The Foxes have something to prove here with it being homecoming. They've got a home field advantage. They've got a crowd that's getting behind them. If they can get this stop, recover the punt quickly, this is something that they could do. Although they've still got a long way to go, that's for sure.
Definitely a long way. Now, damage control is the way to go. If you avoid any touchdown or if you prevent the Spartans from getting near the end zone for the Foxes, that's the best thing to do right now. And if you can do it to the point where, ball gets fumbled and you, if you're a Yorkville Fox and you pick it up and you can run it a couple of yards and you find yourself in the 30-yard line, is pristine. Ball goes up, not the place where Yorkville wants to be, but I do believe that is Dylan Wazotsky there.
So fair catch called. They'll set up shop at the 21-yard line, so a long way to go, although this does seem eerily similar to the last conversation we were having. They had a long way to go. Next thing you know, you find the ball landed itself in actually pretty perfectly into Lewar's hands. And, I'm sorry, Lewan, and Jason Lewan, 6'6", 215, just took it to the house. And you could tell that Yorkville really was hoping for that one to tie the game initially. So they might be able to go to him again. He's on that far side of the screen, but he is in motion.
You've got to wonder,
and they will trust him with a flickeroo.
Austin Avery, that pass was meant for him, but he could not quite make it.
That is a schoolyard level play. The option from Lewan around the corner to the pass to Austin Avery. And although things did get very physical, there are no flags on the field, so they'll find themselves 2nd and 10.
Yep.
Little trickery on the side of Yorkville.
That was a little bamboozled. Yorkville did indeed bamboozle the Spartans there. However, no gains came from that. Now you got to think, though, with being this far back, and we were talking about Jason Lewan and that great run that he had, maybe the Spartans aren't anticipating a long pass like that. No.
Oh, another pass lands and falls out of the hands of Austin Avery, who must be getting a little colder after he's been carrying a lot of these, a lot of the plays in this game, and not only this half. It's been beating up on him. He's started to drop these last 3, if I'm correct.
Yeah. Now, you're right. It is cold out here. The wind is picking up, and we're up in the box. We're out of the wind, but down there on an open field where it's windy, it's like a wind tunnel down there. You're going to start tensing up, and you got to have confidence in who you're going to pass it to, and you got to make sure that if you're on the bench and you're going to come right in, that you're warm and you're loosened up.
So they'll line up with 2 backs. They'll go for the pass. Aramitis, dish over.
He's got space to way to go.
So Brennan Lee will make a short gain. It'll end up 4th and 6, 4th and 5. 4th and 5 I'm gonna go with.
Yep.
Or 4th and 6.
Well, 2-minute warning here, 4th quarter. They're going to pass it. They had nothing left to lose, and that pass went straight into the hands of number 32, and he's going to be tackled harshly. That number 32 there was Jacob Peliquin, and you would not want to believe it here. You don't want to get careless if you're Tyler Aramitis, but that was borderline. I don't want to say careless, but that was just a dangerous move.
A rough pass, and he paid for it. It'll wind up in the hands of Sycamore, and this game looks over.
He's going to be kicking himself about that. I mean, with a rough pass like that found itself square into the hands of Peliquin there, you can't do anything about that besides kick yourself. When we're going 1st and goal here for Sycamore on the 5-yard line, you got to be careful. I mean, we might even see Sulliver here on the keeper.
They'll run in motion up the middle with Wigman. Gain about a yard on the play. And the clock will tick down. A rough ending.
Yes.
That has been the 2nd time we've been on this field, and it's come down to the wire.
Yorkville's one team to definitely keep on the wire, and both Yorkville and Sycamore tonight have been proving that they're just both a great. Both teams are great, and it's You know, it is a shame that they had to come to this. Yorkville, you know, coming down to the wire, but that's how it goes. You can't do anything about it, but besides just learn.
So Sycamore will line up again. Quick handoff to Wigman, who will be stopped.
The defense is doing its good job, though, is doing a good job. Pardon my poor grammar there. Defense is doing a good job defending Wingman there. We know that he's a dangerous man, especially when he comes into the red zone, going 3rd and goal now. He can run it in.
Got to say, it's a shame that they were able to stop him on the goal line now twice, and unfortunately so late with just about 30 seconds left on the clock. They'll enter a victory formation. And there it is. So they'll take the knee. So Sycamore will take this one here at Campbell Field. The Yorkville Foxes taking a tough loss on their homecoming. A fantastic game.
It's definitely a heartbreak when it comes down to the wire like that. At least the most that could be said right there is that final interception there that was passed by Laramitis. At least it didn't go in. The score didn't wind up being 28-14. It's at least it wasn't a worse loss than it was right now, Evan.
That is true. Well, two tough teams duke it out. You can see the score was so close. Came down to just really 2 big plays for Yorkville to tie the game, and then unfortunately, Sycamore to end this one.
Yep. No, it was textbook football, and it was definitely also a textbook game of tug-of-war football. Well, that's all we have time for tonight. The final score was the Sycamore Spartans 21 over the Yorkville Foxes 14. Credits go out to our cameraman, Eric Peterson, Felix Fontanez, our assistant producer, Victor Mejia, producer and director Mike Reynolds. I'm Tom Molding.
I'm Evan Wiseman.
And have a great night.